decisions. My name is Alex Chan. My Twitter handle is Ian Lazarin, and thank you for joining us this evening. We're going to preview a couple games coming up. We're going to preview one NFL game and one college football game on Friday. But before we get to the previews, I want to let you know about the promotion that we're running at BetQL. You can get 20% off any subscription by using the promo code CHAN. Just go to betql.co so you can check out some of the plans that are available. We have weekly plans, monthly plans, annual plans, as well as one sport, two sport, all sport plans available. If you're planning on subscribing, use the promo code with Chan. That's my last name, and you can get 20% off any subscription. So go check it out when you get the chance. There's a ton of free content on betql.co. But if you want to get access to a model that's been red hot in all sports, you can go subscribe, but use the promo code CHAN if you wish to subscribe. We have an NFL game returning this Thursday. The Giants and the Eagles. The Eagles are 4-point favorites. The over-under is set at 43.5 total points. The line has actually moved towards the Giants. It opened at the Eagles -6, but it's been pushed down to the Eagles -4. The Eagles have injuries. Zach Ertz will not be playing this game, and it doesn't appear that Miles Sanders will either. I think that there's even though these two teams have similar records, I think there's a pretty wide gap between them. I'm thinking that the best play in this game is either to lay with the Eagles right now or to actually consider the over, and I'm going to tell you why. The Eagles' point differential through 6 games is -5 points, an average of -5.66 points per game. The Giants' point differential is an average of -8.5 points per game. Both of these two teams have pretty atrocious offensive numbers across the board. The Giants they're the second worst in terms of total offensive yardage per game at 275.3 yards per game. The Eagles have the 6th worst offensive yardage per game average of 329.3. But there's a pretty substantial difference in actual scoring, though, and that's yardage is a very important metric to look at. But at the bottom line is whether you're able to convert those yards into points, and the Eagles have been far more successful than the Giants in doing so. The Giants rank 2nd worst in the league at 16.3 points per game, while the Eagles average 23.5 points per game. That's not impressive in of itself, but it is generally middle of the pack. So the Eagles are the 4th superior offensive team in my estimation to the Giants, and they're the 4th superior team overall. So if you're thinking about a side, I'm definitely leaning towards laying with the Eagles at the current number. I don't foresee this number getting better. So this is a number that I probably want to go lay with the Eagles right now ahead of Thursday when the number could get pushed back up. But you never know with these things. It's possible that additional injury reports will come out and the number will be pushed down, and you feel stupid by making the early bet. But that's sometimes the risk that you have to take. I'm actually leaning towards an over on the total, and now I know that sounds weird because we just went over some atrocious offensive statistics for both teams. But the reason is that both teams, both the Giants and the Eagles, rank in the top 6 in turnovers. It's always risky to take an under in any game. I guess taking an under in an NFL game is a little safer than taking it in a college football game, given the overtime rules. But I'm always cautious about taking an under when both teams are turnover prone, and if those turnovers happen in their own territory, you're going to have scores that just are generated based off of those turnovers. Both the Giants and Eagles have been incredibly careless with the football this season, and I do foresee some offense being generated just from complete mental errors on offense. So offensive errors lead to turnovers, which will lead to more offense for the other team. So I anticipate that this over is going to be hit, notwithstanding the poor offensive statistics for both teams. If you want to find out what the BetQL model has to say about that game, you can go subscribe to BetQL. There's free content available right now on the website, but if you want to gain access to what the model has to say about every football game this weekend, whether it's professional or college, you can subscribe to BetQL. Use the promo code CHAN and you'll get 20% off any subscription, whether it's weekly, annually, or monthly. The next game that we are going to review today is the Louisiana UAB game scheduled for Friday evening. UAB is a 1-point favorite. The over-under is set at 50 total points. This is an interconference matchup between the Sun Belt and in Conference USA. I'm going to be taking the points with the Raging Cajuns in this game. I view this as a look-ahead game for UAB as they're facing rival Louisiana Tech next week. ULL is a team that's probably had this game circled more so than UAB. Louisiana is coming off a disappointing loss to Coastal Carolina, and they're going to be geared up to not lose back-to-back games. Louisiana has not been – I can't remember the last time that this team has lost back-to-back games. They've generally been a winner, not just in terms of straight-up wins, but in terms of cover percentage as well. And they're off to a really rough start this season for their backers. They're 3-1 straight up, but they're 1-3 against the spread. But they've been the favorite in all 4 games that they've played, and so I like them in this underdog spot. So I'll certainly be taking the points with Louisiana. This is not a game where I'm going to be rushing to the window to place a wager, but I suspect it's possible by game time that Louisiana could be favored. I think a lot of people are thinking, maybe some of the odds makers are thinking that this Louisiana team is not as good as last year's team following the loss to Coastal Carolina. But I think I like the spot for the Raging Cajuns. And I do foresee them coming away with a outright victory in this game. It's a 1-point spread, so you're effectively going to need Louisiana to win this game to cover. But I do foresee an outright victory for the Raging Cajuns. Don't really have an opinion on the total. I got snake bit a little bit I've been snake bit all season with the Fun Belt, so to speak. But I guess I'm going to keep knocking my head against the window until I hit one of these Fun Belt games. So I don't really have a perspective on the total. I came up a little bit short. I bet the over in the Coastal Carolina Louisiana game last week. Came up 3 points short, or came up one point short actually. But I'm not going to mess around with the total. I'm just going to go ahead and bank on the Raging Cajuns winning a rebound game. Every game on the calendar is going to be available on BetQL for analysis. The BetQL model is also going to look at every soccer game as well. We have a lot of soccer going on right now with MLS, Bundesliga, the Premier League. The BetQL model has 5-star, 4-star bets on all possible sports. So if you're interested in the model, go use the promo code CHAN to get 20% off any BetQL subscription. I'm going to be watching the rest of this Dodgers game. I do have a ticket on the Dodgers run line, so I'm not only hoping that the Dodgers hold on, but they hold on enough to win by 2 runs. But so wish me luck there. But until then, we'll see you on Friday night for the next big data show. That's Friday night at 8:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11:00 Eastern Standard Time. So until then, good luck on your bets and stay safe. And thank you for joining us this evening, guys.